Okay. Guess I'm gonna have to see Danganronpa 0 at some point. But, for now, this is Danganronpa F. The Button of Hope and the Tragic Warriors of Despair. Fenrir. Monokuma's monologue. The world is full of ifs. If Adam hadn't tied the knot with Eve, society as we know it never would have been born. The world that everyone lives in is just one outcome among countless ifs, and will continue to be a muddled world. Okay, for a second I thought that was a typo. No, that was a typo with my mouth. Yeah, the world that everyone lives in is just one outcome among countless ifs, and will continue to be a muddled world overflowing with infinite ifs. If is what in miso soup. If is what's in miso soup, you know. Okay. What lies beyond this point is a scary world filled with iffy stepfathers who abandon their families. Oh? A clean bottle where the inside and outside are filled with uncertainty. Ah, but don't break it, okay? It'd be so expensive that there's no way you'd ever be able to pay me back. Ahem, but no matter how you look at it, ifs are simply words like any other. No matter how hypothetical the story may be, the future is the only thing that's truly foggy. Okay. And the past is more solid than a frozen banana. You can't change a conclusion that has already happened. Unless you use time travel! Even if you see a world that may have existed, it wouldn't affect the people living in reality. Because if is only if, after all. Even if a parallel world exists where a particular if actually happened, humans cannot cross the boundaries between worlds that easily. No matter how far if goes, it will always be a what-if scenario. Do you really want to see that? You've got some sick interests. Don't you think that's an insult to Makoto and the others after the tragedy they overcame? Not really. I mean, I guess kinda, but it would have been a lot better if more people survived. So if this is an outcome where more people survive, then that's better. Though as far as I'm concerned, I'll still insult them. That's right, Monokuma's supposed to be reading it, but I'm not going to do the Monokuma voice for the whole thing, that's for sure. If you're going to look at if, I think it's better if you view the outside of the Klein bottle first. It might even be better if you view the ending of a video game called Danganronpa Cheer Happy Havoc. Try to play it multiple times, and spend your free time with Junko Enoshima at least 3 times too. Yeah, I've already seen those free times. By the way, I've seen the free times with all the characters in the first game, so I know the context. I still haven't seen the school mode or whatever it is, their equivalent of violent mode. I'm not sure how that's going to be different. I might check that out at some point, but I have seen the Enoshimas 3 times, just so you know. Maybe ideal if you can collect all the items in movies too. Oh, that's right. I think there's like one item in Danganronpa 1 that's like, it's super hard to get from the vending machine. But if you get it, it's like a skate button or whatever, and if you press it, it just opens the door and it says everybody leaves or something. I think that's what happens. But no, this is called the Button of Hope, right? So maybe this is gonna go based on that and go from there? Maybe. But if you guys have come this far, I'm sure you've already done all that. Still, I'd buy the game if I were you. I'd actually buy at least 2 copies if I were you. The curtain lowers. Oh boy. Button of Hope and the Tragic Warriors of Despair. So, like I said, I've already read like a little bit of this. So, but the little bit I read was it was in like some just like an English translation of the Japanese version on some forum. There was no pictures or anything to go with it, so it's kind of interesting to see what kind of visuals are going to be in this. What should I do with this? Okay, so this is... What is this? Did he get the button? We're at the vending machine. Makoto Naegi was at a loss. Despite his hesitation, his situation was extremely simple and composed of 3 key factors. The first factor was that Makoto was currently locked inside a school. Host B Academy is a school for the privileged elite, and each student attending possesses ultimate talent, or super duper talent. Makoto was chosen to attend Host B Academy by a lottery held to select the ultimate lucky student. When he arrived for his first day of school, however, he immediately lost consciousness, and when he woke up, he saw all the exits and windows had been sealed shut. The next factor was Monokuma, a mysterious robot bear being operated by the mastermind, it's Junko, spoilers, and the announcement he made to all the students. You'll be living your whole life in this academy, he declared. If you want to leave, then kill someone and become the Blackened. I'm sorry, Monokuma voice. If you want to leave... No, I haven't done Monokuma's voice in so long. Boo-hoo-hoo! If you want to leave... No, I don't remember. If you want to leave, kill someone and become... Okay, you know what? I'm not going to try. Just the poo is all I can do. Become the Blackened. Something like that. This strange remote-controlled robot was telling Makoto and his fellow Ultimates to start killing each other in exchange for their freedom. This is stuff we already know. They learned that more than one Monokuma exists, and that each one contains a bomb to prevent anyone from attacking them. On top of that, Monokuma announced that anyone who attempted to harm him would receive punishment. The third and final factor was the red button that Makoto... Okay, yeah, so we did get the button. Makoto was currently holding in his hand. So, are they gonna... like, I haven't really... I've read this, some of this intro bit, but that's about it. So I'm guessing it's... What, they're gonna attempt to open the gate, and then somehow maybe Makoto and Junko are gonna try and stop it or something? The words escape button were crudely written on this button in marker. And though the first two factors were certainly causes for panic, Makoto only seemed at a loss over the third. During his free time, Makoto noticed that the school store was open, and his curiosity got the better of him. He was overwhelmed by the disjointed atmosphere upon entering, but his attention soon focused on a strange vending machine. The words Mono Mono Machine were written on it, and it seemed to accept the strange bear-patterned coins they sometimes found inside the school. Yep, because those are real things. They're not just your imagination. It seemed like a bad idea, but Makoto thought there might be a chance that this machine could dispense some way of escaping the school. And it does! I think. And so he inserted the only coin he had into the coin slot. Oh, okay, yeah. You have one coin, you get that? That's bullshit. Like, that's the hardest item to get in the first game. Thank you very much. And the result was the escape button mentioned earlier. There's a limit to how much you can tease us. Maybe the mastermind who trapped us here is making a cruel joke. These thoughts filled Makoto's mind and he began to feel deeply discouraged. However, there's always a chance, right? Makoto was just an ordinary boy, and he only gained entry to Hoaxby Academy through a lottery to find the ultimate lucky student. So he was the ultimate lucky student, so maybe, yeah, exactly. Maybe that luck was the real deal. If this button is real, maybe I can let Sayaka... Oh, yeah, so... Okay, so this is before anybody died? Makoto took a deep, slow breath and pressed the button. Instantly, pain burst through his entire body. Ugag! Makoto's arms and legs went limp as he lost his balance and fell to the floor in a crumpled heap. Oh? Wait. So it just shocked him? This is not what happened. I don't know. I don't think this is what happened in the first game, because... Well, maybe it did, but then he regained consciousness and the door opened. As he breathed heavily, it dawned on him what had just happened. I got electrocuted? He looked down at the button in his hand and noticed a small needle sticking out of it. Makoto quickly surmised that an electric current must have been running through it. After regaining enough of his strength to stand back up, Makoto thought about it once again. I should have known it was a fake. You sure? Check the exit. Might be open. Just how sick and twisted was the mastermind. My head still feels a little woozy. I should go back to my room and rest today. So, you're not going to check the exit to see if it's open? With that in mind, Makoto walked out of the school store with slow, careful steps. Makoto didn't know yet. If the escape button really was a fake, it would have been an ace of mercy from the mastermind. Oh? It would an act of mercy. God damn it. If the escape button really was a fake, it would have been an act of mercy from the mastermind. Act of mercy? Are you saying it's going to be worse in the if scenario? A small bear-shaped shadow began moving around inside the now-empty school store. The shadow Monokuma stood before the Mono Mono machine and stared at it silently. but after some time has passed, he began to laugh, a cold, hollow laugh, utterly devoid of emotion. Despite the fact that he was alone, Monokuma began to talk, almost as if he was speaking to someone. Perhaps Monokuma was talking directly to the mastermind controlling him. I only put that in the Mono machine because I thought it'd be interesting if one of the last few survivors happened to win it. Oh? Oh, I see. Interesting. But with a success rate of 0.000... How many zeros? Okay, let me just squint. Is that 70? 0.00000001%. I never thought anyone would actually win it. Perhaps I should have expected the ultimate lucky student to overcome such impossible odds. Monokuma started blushing and breathing heavily for no apparent reason. A robot like Monokuma doesn't need to breathe, but because his technology is super advanced, he can express himself like a living creature. Of course. Makoto was chosen through a lottery, and now he's won the escape button through a lottery. This is obviously impossible, right? Is this what a miracle is? Is this all systems go toward escaping? Is something that defies all common sense about to come crashing into my world? Huff, puff. Well, even though I don't really want this at all, I'm starting to enjoy this new sensation. Be back after these commercials! Monokuma's internal machinery began running at full capacity, and its facial expressions began changing more smoothly than any humans could. Suddenly his expressions immediately stopped, and he whispered through his speakers. Was this really good luck? How do I do a mwahaha laugh with Monokuma? Something like that, maybe. Okay. So I guess it's not as simple as the door just opened? Or maybe it is. Or, I don't know. Maybe it's different in this? After muttering something so ominous, Monokuma's loud, screeching laughter rang very jarringly through the room. The situation was about to unfold contained two conflicting emotions in equal measure. Hope and despair. The next day, nighttime. Okay, student dormitory, Makoto's room. So I guess the door didn't open, otherwise people would have noticed it. So I guess it just gave him a shock, but the shock is going to cause a butterfly effect, I'm assuming, that changes the outcome of what's going to happen. Kuronagi lay on his bed, desperately struggling with the despair and hope churning within him. Monokuma had forced the students to each watch a DVD earlier that day. Oh, so that's what's going on. So, if things keep going according to the chronological timeline of the first game, I believe Mizuno gets killed tonight? I think so. So this is just before the room switch, maybe? Makoto showed a scene that suggested his parents and little sister were in danger, and he now found himself determined to leave the school. However, we know his sister actually lived because of the spin-off game, I think. I'm pretty sure that takes place after the first Danganronpa. Because I'm pretty sure, like, Fukawa's supposed to show up in it. Anyways. It seems the other students were forced to watch shocking videos of their own. Videos so shocking that they were now determined to escape the school as well. Even if it meant sacrificing someone to do it. Ah, yes. However, it was obvious that these videos were part of Monokuma's trap. My trap card! As long as a student killed someone, they were allowed to graduate and leave the academy. It seemed that the mastermind controlling Monokuma was hell-bent on making the students kill each other. But right now, Makoto was most worried about Sayaka Mizuno, who seemed to be incredibly distressed after watching her DVD. Sayaka wasn't just the ultimate pop sensation, she was also Makoto's classmate when they were students at Blackroot Junior High. Did we ever get a name for the school? Probably. I just forgot it. Blackroot, huh? Her optimism had been encouraging Makoto these past few days, and he was becoming a similar source of strength for her as well. If nothing else, I have to at least save Sayaka. As soon as Makoto thought that, he suddenly felt a small headache. Was he still reeling from being punched by Mondo the other day? Or is this a side effect of being electrocuted by the escape button? As Makoto pondered these things, the pain slowly subsided, and he returned to his determined thoughts of escape. Anyway, we all need to work together and... Huh? The moment Makoto realized his goal had changed slightly. What? We all need to? Ideally, It would be best if everyone survived together. However, aside from Sayaka, Makoto had never met the other students before. He didn't know if they could even be trusted in the first place. But at that moment, he trusted them without even an ounce of suspicion. He believed they were worth helping each other, even at the cost of his own life. Oh shit, escape button. What if it's a different kind? Okay, we already know it didn't open the door, because then things would be different already. It didn't open the door. What if it's a different kind of escape? What if it means escape your amnesia? Just like Sayaka. Why? The headache struck again, as if all the blood vessels in his brain were being individually sliced open. Why did I just think that I could trust the others as much as I trust Sayaka? Makoto tried to figure out why his thought process had suddenly changed. Something was wrong. The throbbing pain in his head seemed to synchronize with a strange feeling that something was approaching him. As a ray of light began to form within the dark recesses of his own mind, the doorbell rang. Is this going to be Sayaka, wanting to change rooms? Someone's here? He quickly got out of bed, but that only made the headache worse. With no concern for his safety, Makoto carelessly opened the door to his room and came face to face with Sayaka. Ah, okay. So, is something going to change now? I'm really sorry to come by so late. Sayaka! The pain. What are you doing out so late? The moment he saw her face, the pulsating pain in Makoto's head began accelerating. He felt like his world was being torn apart from the inside out. In his world, where one is... Okay. Sorry to bother you, but something really weird just happened and... Makoto? What's wrong? You don't look so well. Oh, so she was just putting on her lie, about how something, someone knocked on her door or whatever, which didn't actually happen, of course. But is she going to go through with it now that she sees Makoto is not okay? Maybe she's not. Sayaka was pale and had been trembling when she came to Makoto's room, but she seemed surprised to see that his complexion was worse than her own. Yeah, I'm fine. It's just my head. Makoto couldn't finish his sentence. His eyes rolled back into his head as he lost consciousness and slowly fell to the floor. Ooh, this might change things. There won't be any room switch now. At least, probably not. We'll see. And Sayaka's beautiful voice let out a scream as she stood over Makoto's body. Okay. The next day, the nurse's office. Oh, shit. Is Sayaka not dead? Oh, you're awake. If this is Sayaka, things have definitely changed. Hey, you okay? How many fingers am I holding up? Is this Sayaka? As Makoto regained consciousness, he was greeted by the sight of fingers adorned with long fake nails being waved in his face. Oh, is this, Junko, aka Makoto? Huh? You're Junko, right? Hey, why do you sound so unsure? I'm a little shocked to hear you say that. Despite what she said, Junko Noshima, the ultimate fashionista, was laughing as if she found this all very amusing. Makoto looked around and realized he'd never seen this place before. The nurse's office. Did this just... Oh yeah, we're not supposed to be here yet. When does this open up again? I don't remember. The first game is kind of more confusing / interesting in how things open up, because in the second game, when you get a new island, you get a new island. That's all there is to it, and you explore the new island. In the first game, things can open up on floors you've already been on, so it's a little less straightforward, which I kind of prefer. Looks somewhat like a hospital. 3 beds, including his own, were lined up in this room, with various medical instruments laid around them. The black ceiling felt strangely oppressive, but as he sat up, Makoto's mind immediately centered on one possibility. Where are we? Did we get rescued? Oh, that would be nice. I doubt it. That'd be nice, huh? She replied as she looked away. Junko explained that this was the nurse's office on the first floor of the academy. That Monokuma thing said, I can't bear to see my precious students getting sick, and opened this place up this morning. Wow. Okay. And he's in on it. He realizes Makoto's going through some kind of shack. So, interesting. Don't you think it's suspicious? What if all these meds are poison? That would be bad. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised. Makoto remembered his encounter with the escape button and let out a small sigh. So, why am I here, Junko? She thanks Sayaka for that. So she's still alive then. So things have definitely changed. She was here the whole night taking care of you. She really did care about me. Aww. It's a shame she tried to frame me for a murder. Oh well. I mean, we don't know. Maybe after she went through with it, after she killed Leon, maybe she would have been like, I'm sorry, I can't do this, and confess. We don't know. We don't know what would have happened. But now we can see one possibility. It's kind of cool. She was? Junko ignored Makoto's surprise and continued casually talking. But then Taka got all fired up and was like, we should take turns watching over him. So it just happens to be your turn? I just happened to be on duty when you woke up. Well, and even then, only because Byakuya ditched. Ha! Of course. That's hilarious. I see. Thanks. Like I said, you should thank Sayaka. Anyway, how are you feeling? Is everything alright? Huh? Koto thought about it for a moment and remembered what he'd been thinking about just before he lost consciousness. This is kind of weird, but... Actually, it's a really weird question, but... What's up? Junko, we've never met each other before, right? Dun dun dun! He is getting his memories back. Upon hearing this, Junko's eyes widened, but a few seconds later she began to laugh. Okay, yeah, so this is interesting, actually. Learning more about this will be interesting. This is something that always confused me in the first game. How much was Makuro in on? Okay, like, I'm not sure if she was being brainwashed into being Junko, or if she was part of the plan and was okay with dying, or she was part of the plan, wasn't okay with dying, and then Junko was like, fuck it. I don't know how much she was in on, so maybe this story will help me understand. That's something I've always wondered since the first game, like, how much was she in on? Anyways, she began to laugh. Huh? Are you for real? That pickup line is, like, so totally played out, you know? The way she's acting, it makes me think that she's not being brainwashed. Like, she is Makuro and she's just pretending. I think. Hard to say right now. Even though she was grinning, a serious look came over her face. Just so you know, you shouldn't expect anything like that from me. Oh? I know I look this way, but I take my virtue pretty seriously. Oh, you're saying I shouldn't expect you to be slutty just because you look slutty? No, I mean, I never expected... Well, that's what I figured. It's obvious that you're a total omega male anyway. Wow. Okay. So I'm an omega male. Cool. Usually alpha male is on top. Does that mean omega male is on the bottom? Wait. That's what I figured. It's obvious that you're a total omega... Oh, shit. I thought she was saying, like, I'm a super alpha male. No, omega male means I'm on the bottom, doesn't it? That's kind of funny. I've never heard that term used before. Makoto and Junko continued to talk to one another. Although he wondered why Junko was talking to him instead of leaving to get the others, Makoto didn't question it. If it is really Makuro and she's not brainwashed, it's because she likes you. He just wanted to talk to someone, anyone. As long as he interacted with his fellow students, he believed he would learn the truth about what was going on inside his head. 10 minutes later, Junko mostly talked about alpha males and omega males, her time being homeless, and about her past and her dreams for the future. Okay. The last topic was a lot heavier than the previous ones, but Makoto's calm demeanor seemed to cheer her up. She smiled sincerely and said softly, "Thanks, Makoto." Maybe it was a sign of gratitude for listening to her troubles, but she kept that same smile as she blurted out something horrifying. In return, I promise that if I do decide to kill someone, it won't be you. I think that's taken straight from one of her free times. In the first game. I think she says that in the third free time. I believe so, anyways. Don't say scary stuff like that! At least that's what Makoto thought, but the words that came out of his mouth expressed a different sentiment. I see. Thanks. I wouldn't want you to become the Black One in the first place. For some reason, Makoto felt like the murderous words that came out of Junko's mouth seemed like a natural thing for her to say. Oh, really? Maybe they'd be a natural thing for Makuro to say. The ultimate, what was it? Ultimate warrior? Or, I don't remember what it was. Something like that. She's like super duper strong. She seemed very surprised by Makoto's response and quickly blurted out, "Huh? Are you serious? I was just kidding." Huh? Oh yeah, of course. Sorry for acting so weird. No worries, let's just chalk this up to you being woozy from your recovery. She returned to her usual bubbly self, let out a big stretch, and turned to Makoto. I'm gonna get going now. Make sure you don't get killed before the next person arrives. What? After seeing her off, Makoto laid back down in the bed and started thinking to himself. What is this strange feeling? His dull headache continued as his thoughts began to blur. I was just talking to Junko, but I feel like I was talking to someone else. Oh, shit! Yeah, not only is he getting his memories back, but he knows the difference between Junko and Makoto. He would know the difference. So I guess he's starting to realize subtly that this isn't the Junko he's used to. I think she has freckles when she's not supposed to. I don't remember what other differences there were supposed to be. Maybe her voice is slightly different. I don't know. Something like that. Also, maybe the way she talks is a little off. Maybe he's noticing subtle things like that. Who is she? The more he thought, the more he felt like his memories were sinking into a thick swamp. Each throb of pain pulsing in his head felt like a wave on the surface of that swamp. Okay. What is this feeling? It felt very unpleasant, as though someone's voice was screaming at him from inside his head. Man, the way they word some of this stuff. Each throb of pain pulsing in his head is like a wave on the surface of that swamp. Makoto tried to organize his thoughts and go over everything that had happened to him. But he was interrupted by the sound of a bell. Oh? Unlike the dorm rooms, the nurse's office didn't have a doorbell. The bell sound that Makoto heard was ringing throughout the entire building. Ahem! Ahem! Testing! Testing! Mic check! 1, 2! It's a test to the school broadcast system. I'm pretty sure you did that yesterday. It was Monokuma's voice. Or not yesterday, you did that a few days ago when you first entered. But anyways, now that Makoto has finally woken up, please assemble at the gym. Oh? I know we assembled at the gym in the original timeline when Sayaka was killed, but since no one's died yet, I doubt it's about the same thing. Maybe it is, I don't know. Makoto listened to Monokuma's heartless orders and got out of bed without complaining. I have to go. He walked one step at a time in accordance with the rhythm of his throbbing headache. Slowly he walked forward, not knowing if where he was headed was heaven or hell. The gym. Makoto, are you alright? Said everybody? Oh, Sayaka. Yep, still alive, confirmed. Sayaka ran over to Makoto as soon as he entered the gym. Yeah, thanks. Sorry about yesterday. I guess I really worried you. Please don't apologize. I'm sorry, too. I barged into your room when you weren't feeling well. Now that you mention it, said Makoto, what happened yesterday? Sayaka looked away for a brief moment, but immediately turned back, smiled her pop sensation smile, and shook her head. She was thinking about the murder plot she had planned up last night. It's nothing. I'll tell you some other time. Huh? I'll tell you about how I was planning to kill somebody, but it's not a big deal. While they were talking, Kiyotake Shimaru, the ultimate moral compass, stepped forward, pointing an accusatory finger at Makoto. So, it's interesting to think about, in this timeline, Sayaka hasn't done anything. She's thought about doing something, but there's a big difference between thinking about doing something and actually doing it. So, I mean, we know she's capable of doing it from the alternate timeline, but in this timeline, she really hasn't done anything wrong, so it's kind of weird to think about her, because I know she was planning to kill someone, even with hesitant thoughts, but in this timeline, she didn't go through with it, so it's interesting. Anyways. You're late, Makoto. Explain why you were tardy. The other students collectively raised their eyebrows as if they were thinking, why is this guy yelling at someone who was sick? However, Makoto just smiled gently and answered him honestly. I didn't feel so well, so I was resting in the nurse's office. Can you note that in the daily logbook? We have a daily logbook? I see. That's consistent with my information. If that's the case, then I shall consider this matter settled. The conversation progressed smoothly, and Taka smiled as he kept talking. Aha! I'll take full responsibility for recording it. You just focus on recovering. If you ever feel ill, please report to the health committee. It seems we'll need to appoint health committee members after this meeting, though. Oh, was that Taka speaking? I don't know. Taka walked away, mumbling to himself as he opened a daily logbook he found in the academy supply room. I mean, they ended the quote, but then Taka talked more, I guess? That's weird. Okay. Open the daily logbook he found in the academy supply room. Celestia Ludenberg, the ultimate gambler, and the ultimate letdown, saw the whole conversation and walked up to Makoto. Oh boy, more Celeste! Despite his unreasonable behavior, you knew exactly what to say to him. Huh? As soon as Celeste said that, it dawned on Makoto. It's true that he didn't feel well and that he had been resting in the nurse's office. But when Taka asked him why he was late, even though he should have already known the reason, Makoto didn't feel annoyed or disappointed at all. It was as if he expected Taka to say that. Makoto felt strange that he had accepted Taka's personality so quickly. He couldn't understand why he asked Taka to do something as unnecessary as recording it in the daily logbook in the first place. Why did I say that? It's like I was used to it. His response to Taka's demands came as naturally as him breathing. Why? Every time he tried to think about it, his headache grew even worse. As Makoto struggled to think through the pain of his headaches, a black and white stuffed animal jumped out from behind the gym's podium and began twirling around as it spoke in a cheerful voice. Hey guys, is everyone here? He sounded like he was about to lead the students on a field trip, but not a single one of them had a smile on their faces. Nice. What is it this time? Are we gonna hijack a cruise ship and run into it? Oh, is this him speaking? I don't know. Are we gonna hijack a cruise ship and run into a gigantic worm? Of course, there was one except... Wait, what? Yasuhiro Kagakure, the ultimate clairvoyant, still believed that their current situation was some kind of planned event. Oh, is he saying that? Are we gonna hijack a cruise ship and run into a gigantic worm? Makoto... Why do I keep mixing up Makoto and Monokuma? It's because they both start with an M. It's the same Snake Santa 7 problem I had. Monokuma just ignored him and continued to address the students with his adorable voice. Today, I'm going to tell you about our wonderful academy system. System sure sounds like a great word, don't you think? It reeks of danger, just like a bear. I want you all to trample over the deaths of your friends and grow up to have hardened hearts. It's good to be a little naughty. I want you all to grow poisonous personalities. Great. Sounds fun. After making his nonsensical introduction, Monokuma moved on to the next topic. With this, he began providing a detailed explanation of the most vile system in the school, the class trial. So we're getting the explanation even though nobody died yet? I kind of thought the whole point of getting the explanation now was that somebody had already died. And Monokuma was like, you thought it was that easy? Pooh! But I guess he's giving it to us on this day regardless? Or maybe it's because of my getting the escape button that we're doing this. I don't know. No, now, you can't just kill someone. You gotta kill someone without anyone else finding out you did it. Monokuma talked about his horrible graduation program with casual indifference. But because a killing hadn't happened yet, in this timeline, his lecture didn't instill any despair in the students. As long as a killing never occurred, there'd be no point to the class trial. But no one could really say that a killing wasn't going to happen. As the students' suspicions began to rise, Monokuma continued explaining the class trial until... Wait, hold on a second. Who said that? As Monokuma began to explain the executions that would serve as punishment, one girl stepped forward. Is this going to be Junko again? A.K.A. Makuro? Junko? As soon as he saw how angry she was, the rhythm of Makoto's headache began to change slightly. You're freaking insane, you know that? Okay, so she's going to give the same speech, even though she doesn't actually have to participate in a class trial? That's a bit silly, but if this is scripted, if she's supposed to do this, like if Makoto's going along with all this, then I guess it would make sense. Ru continued to complain angrily. She seemed completely different from the smiling person Makoto saw in the nurse's office. Was Junko always like that? No, she's different. That's how Junko acts, but... Is this person really Junko? He can see the subtle differences. Huh? Wait, what am I thinking? As Makoto struggled with his headache and confusion, Monokuma and the girl continued to argue. What? Are you saying... Oh. I wish they gave, like, a person, and then, like, a person, and then, you know, what's it called? The, I can't remember. The two dots. The two dots on top of each other that signifies that somebody's talking. Anyways, that person's talking. Anyways, what? Are you saying you're not going to participate in the trial? Only punishment awaits such blasphemy. What? Punishment? I don't know, throw you in a deep, dark, scary prison or something. Different. A strange feeling as he felt was now directed at Monokuma. Oh? A prison? No, they aren't that kind. Ah, so he recognizes Monokuma. He knows about the despair students. He knows they're not the kind of people to throw people in prisons. That's not what they do. A series of images flashed in Makoto's mind, and at first he thought it was some kind of parade. But he quickly realized that was a mistake. What looked like lights were actually buildings engulfed in flames. The red decorating this scene seemed to have come from human bodies. Okay, so now he's having flashes of all, like, probably news he saw of, you know, shit happening in the world. Despair. It wasn't confined to the Academy or even to Japan. Images of worldwide death and destruction flooded Makoto's brain with every throb of his headache. I've seen this before? Beside the indescribable violence taking place in all these images, there was one thing they had in common. Who are they? They're rampaging terrorists wearing black and white masks were wreaking havoc in these images. Okay, so those are masks. That's something that was never fully explained either. So the despair people, the people who got filled with Junko's despair, put on those masks and started, you know, rampaging? Because I thought, like, they never were really clear about it. I thought maybe it was, like, some kind of disease happened or some kind of virus that turned your head into Monokuma? I guess masks make more sense. I don't know. Okay. They took everything. Money, valuables, lives, families, dignity, the past, the future, and possibly even hope. The masks these terrorists were wearing perfectly resembled the face of the stuffed animal arguing with the student before him. Shut the hell up. Say whatever you want. I'm not going to be part of this. Don't be so selfish. You're the one being selfish. Kill whoever you want. It's nothing to do with me. The evil standing here before me. I'm trembling with fear. Okay, so he's about to try to kill her. And then somehow Makoto is going to change fate, I guess. But how? Is he going to... I don't know. Maybe he's going to blurt out something that's going to... And everybody's going to be like, what? Yeah. But I won't give in to such evil! It has to be quick, though. Because he's about to kill her. It's my style to stick it out and resist till the very end. If you really want to get out of here, you'll have to go through me first! Monokuma swung his arms wildly as he charged at the girl with waddling steps. The girl stomped on the self-proclaimed headmaster of the academy with ease. Gyump! Are you enjoying yourself now? Pinned beneath the girl's foot, Monokuma looked up into the girl's cold eyes and calmly asked, Are you? Huh? Violence against Headmaster Monokuma is not allowed. You violated a school regulation. At that moment, a chill ran down Makoto's spine. Oh? She's gonna get killed. Monokuma's words sounded very threatening to him. It wasn't a prediction or a guess. It was as if he knew the danger Monokuma posed from the start. If this continues, Junko's going to... His mind still didn't fully grasp the situation unfolding in front of him. By the time he realized he was about to remember something, he was already running forward. Junko? The impact of his feet, combined with the rhythm of his headache, sending his brain and heart into a panic. Sended his brain and heart into a panic? Shouldn't it say something like that? I don't know. No, she's different. She's... Makuro? I invoke the mighty summon spell! Help! To me! Godly spear, come near! Monokuma wiggled beneath the girl's foot and let out a scream. At that exact moment, Makoto charged at her and screamed out, Makuro! Watch out! Yep, I know it. Huh? Oh. Huh? The girl dressed as Junko Nishima widened her eyes in shock. As if to evade the charging Makoto, she jumped back with agility unheard of in a teenage high school girl. And then, right at that moment, countless spears pierced the spot where she had been standing just a split second ago. All the students, including the girl, stared wide-eyed at this sudden turn of events. Spears, too many of them to count, had shot out with blinding speed from mechanisms installed in the floor and walls of the gym. However, Makoto was unable to notice this. Huh? Why did I call Junko Makuro? Makuro? As the thought entered his mind, sharp, sudden impact struck his side, followed by an intense, deathly pain that ran down his spine and spread throughout his entire body. The spear stabbed into his cell. Wait, whoa, what? followed by an intense deathly pain that ran to his spine and spread throughout his entire body. The spear stabbed into his side, instantly tore his flesh to shreds. Oh shit! And showed out his back, coated in blood and other bodily fluids! He's not dead, is he? He's our narrator. Wait, no, he's not. Is he gonna die? Is Makoto gonna die? At that moment, the black fog that had engulfed Makoto's mind was consumed by death itself. And as his consciousness slowly faded, he remembered everything. Oh boy. Because of the electric jolt, the chemical compound from the escape button, because of that button that he had found by chance, Kuronagi managed to escape. He escaped this hopeless gang where he and his fellow students had their memories stolen and were forced to kill each other. Of course, that escape is also what led to his current life-or-death predicament. In the end, perhaps he only escaped from one despair to fall into another, but at the same time his actions had unintended consequences for one person. The girl living a false identity as her beloved little sister Junko Enoshima, Makoto Ikasawa, the ultimate soldier and a member of Ultimate Despair, her past, her future, perhaps even her hope itself, are on the path to despair. Well, she was about to die, so it can't be that bad. And so the curtain falls on Makoto's story for now. From this point, this story is about a certain girl. Oh? A girl who's more pitiful than anyone else in this sealed-off academy. A new curtain, along with new despair, shall now rise.